During this generation, we've seen the rise of many new franchises. Some good, some not so good. Well, we at VGU.TV decided to break down what we feel are the top 5 franchises introduced to this console generation.
We're just gonna get in. I'm gonna get some new powers. And then we're gonna come right back. Well, I guess it's time I go introduce myself.
In the early years of this current console generation, we saw 2 superhero games going toe-to-toe. One was Prototype, a multi-console action game featuring an anti-hero, or Infamous, a PlayStation exclusive inspired by comic books. Infamous put players in the shoes of Cole McGrath, a lightning-wielding conduit who would either save the world or enslave it, depending on the choices of the player. The gameplay is like an action game, with shooter and RPG elements thrown in. Infamous went on to be a successful franchise, getting not only a sequel, but a spin-off titled Festival of Blood. Cole McGrath has been featured in other titles like Street Fighter X Tekken and PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Sony is obviously serious about the character since he keeps showing up places, and it's clear that the fans are still clamoring for more. Assassin's Creed launched a few years into the current console cycle, but it made a good first impression, depending on who you talk to at least. As the games went on, the gameplay got better, features were tried and cut, like that awful tower defense mode from Revelations, and the story was expanded into a multitude of esoteric subjects only a conspiracy nut like me would know anything about. Love it or hate it, you can't deny that Assassin's Creed has had a huge influence on gaming today. Ubisoft has developed 6 games in the main timeline, as well as a bunch of other mobile and portable titles for the PSP, Nintendo DS, and PlayStation Vita. Over the course of a few years, Assassin's Creed has become a staple franchise in our pop culture, and I would gander that it's here to stay.
You and your squad might have killed a lot of locusts today, Lieutenant. But this war has only just begun.
Epic Games' third-person shooter trilogy has been one of the best-selling system exclusives for Microsoft's Xbox 360 and has become the prime example of how to do a cover-based third-person shooter. Players got to jump heading into the world of Sarah, which had been beaten down by years of war, both between humans on the planet and then between the Locust Horde and the humans. Dom's story through the 3 games is one of the highlights of the storytelling and allows the game to be more than a macho shooter about steroid-riddled bodybuilders with chainsaw guns. Not only is the gameplay and storytelling awesome, the visuals are stunning. The Unreal Engine shines through and gives us 3 phenomenal-looking games, with a 4th coming out next year ahead of the 8th generation Microsoft offering. With great visuals, gameplay, characters, and the perfection of a wave survival mode that is Horde, Gears of War has been one of the best franchises this generation.
Admit it. You love all this as much as I do. Ever a dull moment, huh, Sully?
Uncharted launched early in the PlayStation 3 life cycle, so obviously it took people a while to notice its greatness. But by the time the 3rd game was released, it was clear that Naughty Dog had created something spectacular. Taking notes from Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider, Uncharted has us playing the scrappy but lovable treasure hunter Nathan Drake as he and his gang travel the world seeking fame and fortune. In a matter of years, they managed to push out 3 stellar games, all pushing the boundaries of graphics technology, storytelling, and character development. The Uncharted saga has won many awards, and the series as a whole has sold over 17 million copies worldwide. Uncharted also got a PS Vita launch title, Golden Abyss, and a card game titled Fight for Fortune. Nathan Drake has also been featured in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and has already become one of the most beloved video game characters of all time. While Naughty Dog is currently working on The Last of Us, we can't help but clamor for more Uncharted, but we'll just have to wait and see.
We need to stand together. The Reapers won't stop it. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The Mass Effect series has taken players on a terrific romp through the galaxy to fight off evil forces, explore new worlds, meet new alien species, and jump into one of the most intricate and creative sci-fi universes in existence. The gameplay formula was revised several times over the course of the 3 games, and trended the fine line between RPG and third-person shooter quite a bit. One of the most unique aspects of the Mass Effect universe was the game-to-game continuity of your choices. Things you chose to do in one game would affect the rest of the games in the series and would tailor the experience to your personal Commander Shepard. The Mass Effect series has given gamers a ton of content through the 7th generation and has expanded our horizon in terms of how a story can be shaped by player choices. Even with a very controversial ending, it can't be stated enough how important and fantastic the Mass Effect games have been for this generation, and that's why it's the #1 franchise on our list.